So that is also another way to approach that as well. Getting the full spectrum, like learning about the Papaver plant, all right? Learning about that plant. And what I was just saying is how that is working up above, all right? So I made a flat surface and I kept marking a flat surface. I marked a flat surface here. I marked a flat surface here. I marked a flat surface there. All right, so I can survive heat and fission. Okay, and then I kept attacking a barbell. Okay, I kept breaking and bending a barbell with my spine. Okay, so that is the laws of fission that that will break. Okay, you know what I'm saying? All these things with people's chemistry will fail. They will give up. All right, they will not be able to keep doing that. All right, and that's kind of the concept. It's finding where that is weak. Okay, find where the weakness is, and then build some strength. All right, you know what I'm saying? And that's about as strong as a human being's cerebral cortex could be forever. All right, and then it needs to exist on the right hemisphere, and it needs to not have something hijacking this. All right, because that is motor skills. That is people's motor skills and motor function. And it needs to function here. All right, you know what I'm saying? It's not really going to matter right-handed, left-handed, or whatever. That's how that is swirled up there. All right, in people's chemistry, and then they have like a cowlick, or they have, where that is, um, another form of a cowlick or whatever, and things like that. All right. But specifically understanding where these problems come from is there isn't enough blood circulation getting to here. Okay. Because that is pulmonary. All right. That is a system that is then going to close. All right. We don't want that system to close here, and restrict and something spreading under the skin. You know what I'm saying? And then that becomes more difficult for people with their circulatory system. All right, because that is a system that needs to be vascular, and then it needs to breathe. All right, you know what I'm saying? The veins and stuff like that, and that is how people can develop like a mini stroke. They could also have trouble with carbon monoxide, because that those are the things like after so many parts per million and stuff like that, then they're not getting oxygen to their brain. All right, with carbon monoxide. All right, not carbon dioxide. All right, which is outside, and then the trees and the plants breathe that carbon monoxide, which is natural gas. We don't want people to be under that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So that system